So lesson 7.2 is on complementary angles and supplementary angles. And our job is to be able to classify pairs of angles as either supplementary, complementary, or neither. Sometimes they might not be either one, okay? So a complementary angle is if you have two angle measures, you add those two angle measures up and they equal 90 degrees. Supplementary angles, once again, you have two angle measures, we add those two angle measures together, and if it is 180, it means those two angles are supplementary to each other, okay? So your instruction or job today is to determine, hey, do the two angles that I have, are they complementary angles, supplementary? And if they don't add up to 90 or 180, then you would just say neither, okay? It would not be either or. Okay, so here, these two angles. I have a 70-degree angle and a 110-degree angle. So what we need to do is add these up, right? That's kind of what our definition of these two angles is kind of telling us to do. Add them up. If we get either or, it'll be one of those two angles. If we don't get either or, then our answer is just neither, okay? So 110 plus 70, right? We know when we add that together, we get 180. So two angles that add up to 180 are supplementary angles. So we would say they are supplementary, right? That's it. Next one, okay? I have two angle measures, so I have really kind of one big outside angle measure, but we're really focused on this angle right here and this angle right there. There's kind of two smaller angles that make up this big angle. So what we need to do, we need to take this angle measure, which is 49, plus this angle measure, which is 41, and add them together. 90 degrees, okay? Those two angles added up to 90 degrees, so these two angles are complementary. All right? Okay. Next example, all right? So I have kind of one big angle right here, and then I have two smaller angles, all right, that make up that big angle. So we're trying to determine, does this angle right here and this angle right here, are they complementary, supplementary, or neither? So we just need to add those two angle measures up. All right, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 190 degrees, okay? 190 is not either 180 or 90, okay? So these two angles add up to 190, so they are neither, okay? They are neither complementary or supplementary. Now I know this big angle right here, this line, looked kind of like a line, right? Looked like 180 degrees, but you need to be sure. You can't just assume, right? You need to double check and add the two angle measures up, okay? Now, like I said, yeah, that does look like these might add up to 180, but you have to just double check. Be careful, all right? Not quite, it was close, but it did not equal 180, so you have to say neither, okay? All right, next example. Now, you're gonna have to determine if these two angles are complementary, supplementary, or neither, and you're gonna have to find the value of x. So what we need to do is kind of find the value of x first, all right, so then I can substitute that value of x back in to this expression, and then determine if they're complementary, supplementary, or neither, okay? So if these are going to be supplementary, we should be able to add them up to get 180. So I'm going to take 4x plus 5 plus, okay, that's one angle, 41, those are my two angles, and that should equal 180 if this works out. Okay, all right. 5 plus 41, we can clean that up. I have 4x plus 46, just cleaning my like terms up. Now it's a two-step equation. I'm going to subtract 46 from both sides. Right, I have 134, and then I divide by 4, and x equals 30. 4 goes into 14, 3 times again, add my decimal, drop a 0, That's a 2, and 4 goes into 25 times. So 33 and a half is what x equals, okay? So all it did was ask us to find the value of x. So x equals 33 and a half degrees, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plug 33 and a half in for x. So I'm gonna take 33 and a half times 4, which we kind of did the opposite of that here, right? Which was 134. 134 plus 5 is 139. So this angle is 139, and this angle is 41. If I add those together, I do get 180. Okay, so these are supplementary, and x was 33 and a half degrees. So both of those, all right, are my answers. Okay? All right. Last one. Okay, I have a transversal, 2 lines intersect. Okay, if I am just given one of those 4, I should be able to find the other 4. Kind of based on yesterday, vertical angles are angles that are opposite of each other. Adjacent angles are next to each other, okay? So if we know this is 80, well, 2 and 80 are vertical to each other, and we know vertical angles have the same angle measure. So if I have 80 degrees here, well, 2 also has to be 80 degrees. Now, if we see, if I just look at this bottom half, if I know this is 80 degrees, well, these two form a line, okay? These two angles form a line, and a line is 180 degrees. So if 80 have already been used up, well, I know that this has to be 100 degrees, okay? 180 form a line. Same thing with this line. 180 degrees form a line. Now, if this is 100, well, these two are vertical. So if this is 100, this is also 100 because vertical angles equal each other, okay? So if you're just given one of the angles in a transversal, you should be able to find the other 3, okay? Homework is on page 280. We'll do 1 through 16.